So my name is Blasi. I am the social media manager for Milwaukee Power Tools. It's a twofold strategy. So we have our content team on site create that branded video that's very, promoting the Milwaukee brand, our user testimonials and the products that we're talking about, as well as our user-generated content. So that can be anything from one of our bloggers having a tool in his hand and showing you the buttons and pulling the trigger and taking accessories on and putting them off and putting them back on, or it can be them completing an application. So I'm going to saw this pallet and break this apart, or I'm going to drive this screw, etc. I think with any brand, you have that kind of the battle, your user-generated content, and that those videos are always going to perform better and be more engaging, especially for our audience because it's way more authentic and realistic. Versus you want to promote your brand and you want to preserve your brand image and you want users to think of your brand in a very specific way. So it's hard to drive people away from using that branded content and go entirely to UGC. So I'd say that argument is a little tough sometimes. And then like the authentic conversation. So when you have like a video team make a video, you lose some of that raw character. And I think that's tough, especially in our industry, because our users are very candid and they're not afraid to call you out. So if we're doing something in the staged environment or trying to recreate an application to show a tool's performance, you kind of lose them and they drop off in how engaged they are with that piece of content. When they make them, they're anywhere from like 5 to 7 minutes long, probably, which is long for social because we all have really short attention spans, we have all found. So I try to cut up the most impactful pieces of those videos. So for example, we had a new circular saw come out that was specifically for metal cutting applications. So I took the pieces of that video that were strictly them cutting things. So it was probably like a 30-second piece of just this saw just cutting a ton of different types of material, and that performed really well for our audience because they're seeing an application be started and completed, and it's many different materials, and it's a new product. Our business is a little tough because we'll launch about 80 products a year. So our content team, bandwidth-wise, is pretty strapped. So our videos are pretty consistent in the fact that we're going to show you the kind of most common applications. We're going to get some user feedback in the videos, and we're going to drive kind of like the top selling points. So what users are going to like the most about it. We do get to be a little more creative as we get into different types of products. So like our lighting, for example, we've really broke into that in the last 2 years. That has allowed the team to do a lot more different things on the videos. But for the most part, I think the honest opinions from the users when they're getting the testimonials and choosing the right people to come on and talk about the product, because we don't script that. That's very, we want you to tell us what you think, and those are often people that we will work with from the very beginning when it's a prototype till it's finished. Our M18 platforms are 18-volt battery-powered tools. We did a testimonial video for a specific trade, so plumbers, and we have seen a lot of plumber activity on Facebook. So what we did is we did a campaign targeting plumbers specifically. So we took aspects of that video and mixed it with UGC content and directed it directly at plumbers only in an effort to grow the audience. And we got really great engagement rates from that, and that was, I chalk that up to you're combining that branded content, so it's our marketing and how we want to portray our brand along with the UGC, so it's real life applications, and it's kind of like the perfect formula for them. So we get a lot. Our guys will take tools. We are like commercial power tool brand, so we're very like job site. We scream job site from the rooftop, but I will get videos of last October I got one of a brewery. They were cutting up pumpkins for their a microbrew they were doing for Halloween. So I don't know if it was Oktoberfest or like a pumpkin beer, but they're cutting up pumpkins with one of our hacksaws. They're mixing pancake batter with our drills. We just launched a mud mixer not too long ago, so that'll be coming available soon, so I'm very interested to see what they do with that. We've gotten cutting wedding cakes with our hacksaws. I got someone cut a turkey one time, so really it's mostly the cutting, anytime they can cut something up. Something that's also kind of big in our industry, there's a group of guys that take our drills and the motors that power our drill and they'll use them to power bikes. So you'll see a bike with a little like Milwaukee tool on it, and that's what's powering it to go, so that's cool too. It's some crazy stuff. We're very new product focused, so that content where we were talking about plumbers and here's all the solutions for you, go more into that direction and even break into more trades, because we have a lot of solutions and we're growing a lot of solutions for other trades. I think we need to get more raw and authentic, whether that be doing more Facebook Lives that can eventually then live on our YouTube channel, or just like a day in the life of a product researcher or our job site solutions team, to kind of show like we pride ourselves in the fact that we're on job sites researching with end users. So really show guys that that's what we're doing, and this is how we have a product idea and this is kind of how it comes out to be, and let them know, like create that emotional connection with Milwaukee Tool. Like I don't think we're really good at that at this point. And part of that is our growth. I mean, we've had insane growth for the last few years, so really like getting users to understand like who's behind Milwaukee and why we do the things we do, and when we say that we're focused on certain trades, we are. I think that emotional content is key for brands. You're not just a product or a service to a consumer anymore, and especially with like my generation, we look at other things. Like I care about what charities you're involved in, and I care if your corporate office is LEED certified, and I care, you know, where you're employing people and where you're manufacturing your products. So giving us that kind of like behind the scene look of your operations and how your business works and what you guys stand for, as well as the emotional, like, you know, you care about your employees and you care about your consumers, and we do all these things because we're looking out for you. Make Thanksgiving dinner only using our tools.